This is from GMAX to Jeffrey Epstein. So this is Ghislaine Maxwell to Jeffrey Epstein, 2015. Check out Trump. No. This is all 23,000 in here. Can you link me in Discord the ones that you compiled? Thank you. Daily update news. Donald Trump gets back on the birther wagon, but insists Hillary drove it first. Says she will. Okay. I don't know what this is getting at. It's an interesting one, but okay. So you're a House Republican? All right.
Important what has taken place, because we've seen how good government can be and how bad government can be if people don't know what they're doing. For the past 43 days, Democrats in Congress shut down the government of the United States in an attempt to extort American taxpayers for hundreds of billions of dollars for illegal aliens. And
okay, so he's moderated off of the 1.5 trillion number. Yeah, so initially, remember, he was trying to sell this 1.5 trillion, 1.5 trillion. Now, it's hundreds of billions. So he's closer on the number now, but not on the fact about illegal immigrants. Illegal immigrants would only receive help by this incidentally because of funding for poor and rural hospitals that Democrats want.
People that came into our country illegally, from gangs, from prisons, from mental institutions, they wanted to pay them $1.5 trillion.
What I was going to do is I was going to build a bot that just compiles all of the text into one giant thing and then try and cut out some of the like extra email fluff just to get sender recipient message. Yeah, I might code that later today.
Which would have really hurt our healthcare businesses and our recipients at levels never seen before. Today we're sending a clear message that we will never give in to extortion, because that's what it was. They tried to extort, the Democrats tried to extort our country. In just a moment I'll sign a bill exactly like we asked Democrats to send us all along, many days ago.
It's
cost
just
the country 1.5
you are like it's
$5 trillion.
okay, never mind. I almost thought he was coming around to at least the right number. Nope. Fuck this.
Little excursion that they took us on. Republicans never wanted a shutdown and voted 15 times for a clean continuation of funding. There's never been a time when one or the other party ever didn't sign a continuation. It's just a continuation, not a big deal. It's a continuation.
It's a continuation. It's a big deal because it covers the window in which the tax credits expire. All right. Chuck Schumer realized the American people wanted to fight after he fucked up the first time not shutting down the government, and so he shut it down now. Was it the best time? No, but it was the only time, really. So kind of had to do it when it was.
We'll talk later. Yet the extremists in the other party insisted on creating the longest government shutdown in American history, and they did it purely for political reasons. I want to thank Speaker Mike Johnson.
True, the politics of keeping people on health care, God forbid.
Senate Majority Leader John Thune, as well as House Majority Leader Steve Scalise, Majority Whip Tom Emmer, and numerous other great Republican leaders and congressmen and senators who are here, who frankly spent a long time in Washington getting this thing to go away. I also want to thank...
To go away, right? Listen to his language on that. It's not to help negotiate with the Democrats, not to, bring our country forward to a resolution on this pressing issue of healthcare costs. No, to make this thing go away. What a fucking piece of shit.
Coalition of Americans that stood with us in this fight to reopen government, including the Teamsters, the American Federation of Government Employees, the Fraternal Order of Police, AMVETS, the National Small Business Association, the American Farm Bureau, the American Trucking Association. These are all incredible patriots. The Airlines for America, the Allied Pilots Association, the National Air Traffic Controllers Association, and many others, unions and non-unions. Over the past 7 weeks, the Democrats' shutdown has inflicted massive harm. They caused 20,000 flights to be canceled or delayed. They departed so many times, so late. People were hurt so badly. Nobody's ever seen anything like this one. This was a no-brainer. This was an easy extension. But they didn't want to do it the easy way. They had to do it the hard way. And they look very bad, the Democrats do. They deprived more than 1 million government workers from their paychecks and cut off food stamp benefits for millions.
All right, you're really not going to give me an 8? Oh, you fucking
They caused tens of thousands of federal contractors and small businesses to go unpaid, and the total effect of the damage their antics caused will take weeks and probably months to really calculate accurately, including the serious harm that they did to.
Oh yeah, coming up later, Caroline Leavitt says that they'll never have reliable employment data ever again.
Our economy, and to people and to families. So I just want to tell the American people, you should not forget this. When we come up to midterms and other things, don't forget what they've done to our country.
So I think we have polling on blame for healthcare. Pretty sure November 6, 2025. Okay, Democrats largest support. Okay. Majorities of public continue support extending ACA tax credits. I saw a stat that said that people blamed Republicans for rising healthcare costs, but I will not cite that stat until I can actually find it and substantiate it, so hang tight.
I also want to call for a termination to the filibuster so that this can never happen again. If we had the filibuster terminated, this would never happen again.
We almost had to negotiate. We almost had to come to the table. It was terrible.
We have another date coming up in the not too distant future. We can never let this happen again, and we should be able to pass really great legislation. So I say terminate the filibuster because, by the way, the Democrats will do it immediately if they ever assumed office, which hopefully.
What actually is the filibuster? So it's basically a way to prevent a final vote on a bill. In the U.S., you can just filibuster, not bring the vote to the actual vote. So you need 60 votes to clear the filibuster to actually get to a simple majority vote. So the effect of this is, since our country is pretty 50-50 a lot of the time, means the majority party has to reach out to the minority party to negotiate. So Democrats are pretty good at this. They are willing to negotiate because they know about the filibuster. They are willing to reach across the aisle, and so they clear the filibuster pretty easily. Republicans, as you can see, were unwilling to come to the table, and so they could not clear the filibuster when they really did not need that many votes. Those Democrats that went behind the back of the party to negotiate a pretty shit deal, to be honest. It is an example of one way to get around the filibuster. It's bad faith, but yeah. Essentially, it just protects the minority party from being silenced. I'm very much in support of the filibuster. I do not think the Democrats should end it.
They won't. Today we had the highest stock market price ever in all of the different markets. We set a record. It's the 48th time in the 9 months that I've been in office that we had this record set. So think of that, 48 times. We had a record set, but today is the highest of them all. We're gonna break new grounds. Nobody would have thought. I have with us not only the great political leaders, but the great business leaders of our country. They're standing right behind me and right really alongside of me. And if we would have told them a year ago that we'd be having stock prices this high, none of them.
What the fuck is he waffling about?
That question, none of them would have.
What stock market?
And that inures to jobs and, very importantly, to
What?
401ks, which have also set a record today, a record high for the people that have 401ks.
What? No, they didn't.
And also, I want to thank Walmart because they came up with a fantastic study.
October
The cost
31st.
of Thanksgiving coming up, and the cost of Thanksgiving.
Also,
from a
remember
year ago
this?
under Sleepy Joe Biden, and we're 25% lower this year than we were a year ago. And it's a very inclusive report. So I want to thank Walmart. They've done it for many years, but we believe in that, and we believe in that company. I want to also thank the 8 Senate Democrats who finally did the right thing in voting to end this craziness, this madness. But unfortunately,
Curious.
the vast majority of congressional Democrats were happy for millions of Americans to suffer. They really did suffer.
Okay, this is the guy that I hate that Hassan fucking ruined that, but it is actually sometimes applicable. This is coming from the guy who was trying to stop back pay for federal workers and cut SNAP benefits. It's so insane of him to try and say that, you know, Democrats are the one that were trying to hurt the people when he was trying to make the shutdown as painful as possible because he knows that Democrats have a conscience and won't, like, dude, it's crazy.
And the Democrats admitted, they said, well, no, we finally have a point. Even though people have to suffer, we finally have a point, and that didn't work out too well for them. But they really went out.
Okay, here's the industrial stocks. By the way, they are over 6 months they are underperforming the S&P 500. So the only stocks that are like carrying the S&P 500 are like the big tech stocks, shit, and like AI stuff. Manufacturing and industrials is getting fucking hammered. I didn't even realize it was this bad. Jesus. Yeah, and it just continues to get worse. That's crazy. I didn't know it was that bad.
They could appease the fringe benefits of their far left base, but that didn't work out because now their far left base is angrier than ever before. We actually elected a mayor of New York.
I have more Republicans than Democrats in my audience. Am I the far
Who happens
left?
to be a communist. When was that going to happen? Remember, I said all the time during my campaign, we will never be a socialist country, and that's right. We turned out to have a communist in New York City, and if you look at his views,
Bro's quaking in his
communist,
boots.
not a socialist. So this is no way to run a country. I hope we can all agree that the government should never be shut down again. End the filibuster, terminate the filibuster. It'll never happen again. So with my signature, the federal government will now resume normal operations, and my administration and our partners in Congress will continue our work to lower the cost of living, restore public safety, grow our economy, and make America affordable again for all Americans. Again, costs are way down. Energy is way down. Gasoline is at $2.50 a gallon versus $4.70 for the Democrats. And we think we're going to hit pretty close to $2 a gallon. That's like a really massive...
He's incoherent. Yeah, sheep. True. Make America... what would be a good A?
Massive tax cut, it's the equivalent of that. And speaking of tax cuts, our great, big, beautiful bill is giving everybody in our economy, middle income workers, low income, everybody, the biggest tax cut in the...
Okay. How much do people care about tax cuts? Because people rank taxes as, I think, the fourth largest issue. But I got to imagine there's a percentage of that, and not a small one, that's saying taxes should be higher. That would be their gripe with it, right? Make America affordable again, man.
History of our
Good.
country,
Yeah,
and
that's
there's no
good.
tax on tips, no tax on Social Security. and
Goodies,
very
goodies,
importantly,
goodies.
No tax on overtime. You work overtime, there's no tax. That's among the things that add up to the biggest tax cut in history. One other thing, you hear about rich people with deductions. Well, when you buy your car and you borrow money, you're allowed to now deduct the interest.
What? Yeah, they're talking about how much you actually saved the middle class versus, the upper tax brackets. Have you heard about insurance or interest on your car loan? Yeah, now that's deductible. What? He's actually jangling keys in front of people and hoping that it works. How do people fall for this shit?
On that loan. So you can take that interest deduction and deduct what you can.
Also, if you're in like a middle tax bracket, how much are you even saving? That's like I don't know, let's say you're paying like a 20-30% tax rate. Your interest is deductible, but you might be just taking the standard deductible. I don't even know. I don't even know how that shakes out.
Can take
Maybe the
that
CBO
interest payment
has something on
and
it.
deduct it for income tax purposes. That's a tremendous tax cut right there. But it all includes fixing the healthcare system that Democrats broke with the disaster known as Obamacare. Obamacare was a disaster from day one. It's done nothing but go up. And if you remember President Barack Hussein Obama, when he came up with this crazy idea, he said everything.
Poor people on insurance. What a crazy idea. This radical communist.
Everything's going to be great. Rates are going to go down. Payments are going to go down. Everything's going to go down. It went the exact opposite with the biggest increase of healthcare in any country. It's a disaster. And I'm calling today for insurance companies not to be paid, but for the money, this massive amount of money, to be paid directly to the people of...
Okay, this is a big thing. Having the government be a negotiator has all the buyer power, all right? If the government's negotiating on behalf of tens of millions of people, that puts all the power in the government's hands, if it's done right, to negotiate better prices. Having everyone negotiate their own individual health care severely weakens the position of, or the strength of the position of the buyer. It puts all the power back in the supplier's hand, which is the insurance companies. Having a monolith that can move as one to negotiate is way stronger. That's why you see much better negotiations in the UK or places with a national healthcare system, because they can negotiate on behalf of their entire country. That is so much buyer power.
Of our country, so that they can buy their own health care, which will be far better and far less expensive than the disaster known as Obamacare. And I've had, I think, great support. I've even had Democrat support. So we want the money that would be going to the insurance company, which is hundreds of billions of dollars. Their stock prices have gone up by 1,000% in many cases. 1,000%.
Is there some event that might have caused more people to rely on their health insurance?
Over a short period of time, because our country stupidly pays them so much money with this Obamacare scandal. So I want the money to go directly to you, the people. And you go out and you'll buy your own health insurance, and you'll negotiate different plans, and you'll get much better insurance, and you will be an entrepreneur for yourself. So I'm always willing to work with anyone, including the other party. We'll work on something having to do with healthcare. We can do a lot better. We can do great. So much money is involved, and we're willing to pay so much money to the people. So we're going to pay a lot of money to the people. They're going to go out and buy their own.
This is the concepts of a plan. You've had the entire campaign trail. You've had, what, your first 9-10 months of your presidency. This is the best you got? What?
Health care, and we're going to forget this Obamacare madness. So with all of that,
This is
just want to tell you
tragic.
the country has never been in better shape. We went through this short-term disaster with the Democrats because they thought it would be good politically, and it's
It
an
was,
honor now to
by the
sign
way.
this incredible bill and get our country working again. Thank you.
Oh man, you know how Donald Trump loves to take questions, right? At some point, maybe. I might have to redo that for the clip.
I don't know if you have questions. I think we really have a really great situation. We have a country that we love, and we have a country that's in great shape. As you know, we have now it's over $18 trillion invested in our
$18 trillion summed of word of mouth potential hypothetical appeasement investment. But like, it's not even until the money flows in, I call bullshit. Like, obviously.
country by other people and countries. That's a record. There's never been a country that had so much, and that money's going into also building new auto plants, new AI plants, new everything. We've never had a
Where's the FDI, Donald?
time like this. Thank you very much, everybody. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Oh no. For the first time in his fucking life, Trump doesn't want to take in questions. Oh, poor guy. Poor guy. It's just, it's crazy.